Thank you. So nice to be here. So happy to do this. And I just wanted to say, before I even started talking about TM, I had a horrible thought on my way down here, a horrible thought. And I have to tell you about it. I had a thought that perhaps the Amazon drone idea, and let me apologize in advance for how horrible this thought is, could possibly be a cynical marketing exercise to get us thinking about Amazon between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I know that sounds crazy, and I know it's highly unlikely, but isn't it quite a coincidence that on Cyber Monday, Amazon's all over the goddamn news with a stupid project that will never happen? No one wants their chihuahuas attacked by drones. How could this possibly ever be anything but all it takes is a bad kid and a rock and it's over. The whole thing is in the toilet. No, they're not. Who needs a diaper in 10 seconds that we can? Who's planning their life that badly? It's just, I know it's horrible to think that a company of such integrity would do something like that, but I just wanted to say that I had the thought. Anyway, so I want to talk to you about TM, which I have now been doing 41 years. 41 years. I don't remember exactly how I started. It was some kid I knew. I had just gone to college, and you know, we were still kind of in the flush of the feeling of the 60s, and I just wanted to try any new thing that I heard about. And so I went and I learned TM, and I do remember the very first time I did it, and I remember that I was up the entire night because I never felt that good before, and I had terrible acne. I think I was about 18, and it all just went away, and I became a world famous comedian. That's my story. That's the entire story of my life. And now here's the tragic part of my TM story, slightly tragic. So I'm doing TM from 1972, and I started, and I didn't do the morning one. You're supposed to do it twice a day. And I stopped doing the morning one pretty early in me doing it because I didn't understand getting out of bed and then resting. I had trouble with that concept. To get out of bed, now rest. Okay, so I don't know, maybe I did it for a couple of months and then I just stopped, but I was very regular with my afternoon meditation. And when I was doing the TV series in which I was the star of the show, the executive producer, the head writer, casting and editing for 22 to 24 episodes on network television, not cable, network, for 9 years, okay? That's a lot of work. And I'm a regular guy, pretty much. You know, I'm not one of these crazy people that has endless, boundless energy. I'm just a normal guy. But that was not a normal situation to be in. And so what I would do is every day when everybody would have lunch, I would do TM. And then while we'd go back to work, and then I would eat while I was working because I had missed lunch. But that is how I survived the 9 years. It was that 20 minutes in the middle of the day would save me. Because, you know, and you got to imagine, and I know everybody's life is hard and every job is hard, but I mean, when it's your name on the goddamn show, the pressure is, it's intense. And then the show got successful and everybody expected each week to be even better than the last. And it was a lot of pressure, and I loved every second of it, but it was a lot of pressure and a lot of work, and it was all great, but never could have accomplished it without TM. But I was not doing the morning one, as I told you. And this past January, Bob Roth, who everybody loves, he taught my kids TM. And so one day we were standing in my kitchen, and I was telling him about something that I was doing, and he says, you know, you really should try doing the morning one. 41 years in, I find out I'm not doing it right. That's the tragic part of the story. Oh. So now I do the morning one, and now, okay, so my life now, which is, you know, I apologize. I don't like to take up too much time, but, you know, so I've got a wife, I've got 3 kids. I do stand-up comedy almost every weekend. I fly out Friday, I'll do a show in one city, then I'll fly to another city, I'll do a show in another city. I'll come back like Saturday night at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I have 3 little kids, and I do this other little internet show, and so I'm very busy. And now, and I'm 60, by the way, I'm 60 years old. And I really thought, well, the time has come. I'm 60, the time has come to kind of throttle back the output that I'm, you know, of life. I need to work less, I need to do less, because I'm old, and, you know, let's cut the engines and glide a little bit. Well, so Bob introduced me, which I should have known 40 years ago, but I didn't, to the morning TM. And my entire energy and focus and ability to function all day and come home and have the family. I'm a 60-year-old guy with little kids. It's all screwed up. It shouldn't be like this. And now I am functioning on this level that I really did not think was possible for someone my age. And at the, you know, I just thought it would be too much. So that's how my life changed dramatically this year, meeting Bob and doing TM properly. And I can't tell you, and I've become obsessive also talking to people about it. My press officer is here. I got him to do it. I got my assistant. Every person I meet now, I'm just grabbing them by the lapels and going, you gotta do this. Because it's just a dumb way to live not doing it. It's just dumb. I'll quote a line from Richard Pryor. This is one of my favorite lines. It's actually from a bit he did about racism. And he starts the bit and he says, before we even talk about racism, he says, you know, it's hard just being a person. Forget about having to deal with racial hostility. Just being a person is hard. And that would be my introduction to people who don't think they need TM. Being a person is hard. Now, all these people that we just saw, these are people that really have some enormous challenges, but all of you here, by virtue of the fact that you're here, I know you're slamming it. You're killing yourself. And that's fun and great, but you don't need to die for what you want to accomplish. And that's what TM is about. And Bob and I did a show. We did, I think it was ABC Good Morning America. And I came up with the line that TM is like you have a cell phone and someone gives you the charger. And you go, oh. This is, now I can keep using this thing and it will work all the time. The other way that I describe it, so are there a lot of people here that don't do TM? That are just here to kind of learn a little bit about it? Okay, so the other way I'll describe it to you is, and I can see from the faces who does it and who doesn't do it, by the way. The other way I will describe TM to you is, do you know how 3 days a year you get a good night's sleep? And you wake up and feel like, oh, this is how I should feel all the time. But you can't get more than 3 good nights sleeps a year because of the circumstances of your life. Well, TM, you can have that every day. That every day you're just, the bar on the cell phone is all the way up. You leave the house and the charger is full. You know that tremendous feeling of power when your phone is fully charged? And somebody calls and you go, I want to hear every detail of this story. I am loaded with juice. That's what TM is. I will now take questions. I will. Is there anything you want to ask? I'll take a couple of questions. They told me just to do 5 minutes. I think I just did it. But anything you want to ask me about TM? I do it, and here's the other thing that's crazy. Okay, here's a crazy TM thing. Well, look, I'm only getting 5 hours sleep as it is. I'm not going to get up earlier than that to do TM. It works. It's better. You'll feel better sleeping 4.5 hours and doing that 20, because that's deeper than anything you're getting. When you're sleeping, look at your bed when you get out of it. What does it look like? It looks like a war went on in there. And that's not restful. All you did was stop. And you took the fight from your day into the bed. But you're fighting all day, you're fighting all night. You need a break, folks. You need a break. That's what TM is. Thank you very much.